Hey everyone, I'm Ashay and welcome to Career247's mock interview series. In this series, you will see real learners take on real interview challenges, just like the ones you might face when you're applying for a tech role. The goal isn't just to get the right answer, but to understand how to think, explain your ideas, and stay calm under pressure. When I was preparing for interviews, I learned that it is all about practice. The more you do it, the more confident you become. And that's what this series is here for. To help you experience what real interviews feel like and get better with every round. Thanks for joining in, and let's jump to today's mock interview.
Hi Tarish.
Hi sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Great. Tarish, my name is Ganesh. I am a senior data scientist at Career247. So we also have Dr. Ankita, who is data architect here. So we will be your panel for this interview. So we want to hear your background as well. So can you introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, good morning all. Myself Tanishq. I'm a recent graduate from North University. I've done my BTech from there in computer science, having a specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning with a CGPA of 9.02. And talking about my work experience, I have done an internship at Intel, where I have fine-tuned a model. And then I have done an internship at V2 IT Technologies, where I have developed a face recognition model. And talking about my hobbies, I love coding and watching movies.
That's great. That's great.
Okay. Can we start with a few questions?
Yes, sir.
So, Tarish, can a model have high accuracy but still be useless?
Great question. Accuracy can be misleading sometimes. Let's take an example of class imbalance. So we are training a model for Amazon payments, and talking about the data set we have like 99% of legitimate we can say data, and 1% is fraud data. So if we try to train that model on that data, our model have 99% accuracy because 99% is legitimate. If we're trying to predict the fraud detection, it will not going to predict it. So that's is not following our use case. We want to detect the fraud detection, but we are not able to detect it. So it's an example of class imbalanceness. And talking about other example, we can say there is data leakage also. Let's take an example. Is like we can think of customer churn prediction. So if we train our model, which has 98% accuracy, and we have some features like dates when the customer is not using our we can say model or our system. So this is a feature which is after the customer is churned, not before the customer churn. So it is so our model is not going to predict anything for that case. So these are the two scenarios where we can see accuracy is not useful. Accuracy is completely dependent on business matrices, I think, because we can say for Amazon use case, if we are not able to predict a fraud payment, it will going to cost them a lot of thousands of dollars. So it's going to be a bad case for them.
So if accuracy is not a metric, which other metric would you use in order to find out, whether your model is working well?
Yeah, so like we say accuracy is only not working when we have imbalanced data. For if we have imbalanced data, we can use precision, recall, ebb score, which is the median of the harmonic mean of both the precision and recall.
So would you be able to relate it to confusion matrix?
Yeah.
And tell me in what cases you use precision, what cases you use recall?
So if we talk about precision confusion matrix, we have something like if we talk about the formulas, is it okay?
That's okay.
So like if we talk about precision is something how much from the predicted values, how much are true. It's just the precision, how precise we are.
Are you really sure about this?
Let me think for a second.
I think you are confused.
I thought, let me take a 1 second. Precision is like of the predicted values, how many of them are actually true. I think that is true.
So you take your time, you decide, and you tell me.
Yeah,
Because,
I think that.
If you're not sure, don't give incorrect answers.
Okay, so I'm not sure about that.
Okay, great. Should we go on with the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. So say you are analyzing customer purchase data. Okay. And you realize that your average order value is $50 and your median is $30. So what can you deduce out of this?
So seeing the scenario, let me like recheck what you have given me. Like mean is 50 and our median is $30. So from this I can deduce that this is a skewed data.
What is skewed data? Positive and negative. Imagine you're measuring people's age in a group. Most people are around 25-year-old, but one person is 90-year-old. That 90-year-old person pulls the average higher, making the data uneven and skewed. That's called skewed data, when most of the values are on one side and a few extreme values pull the graph to the left or the right side.
Which is rightly skewed. And we can say that mean is greater and median is smaller.
Okay.
So it is rightly skewed. So in that case, we can see some of our customers might be very high spending. So like most of the customers are at $30, which are buying general things, and some of our high purchase buyers are buying some electronic goods, which are like 200 to 500. Due to this, our we can say mean is that much high. We can say, if we talk about when we can use both of them, like when we can use median. For median, we can think like we can use median in cases when we have we can say outliers. So in our case, we have like high purchase buyers, which are buying in $200 to $500 case. So, and other mostly 90% of our users are buying in $30 to $40 range. So in that case, we can use median. And talking about we can use mean if we are we can say in business matrices, like if we want to know like how much revenue we have calculated in that financial year. In that case, I think mean can be used.
Okay, so you mentioned about outliers, right?
Yeah.
So if I give you a set of data, how will you come to know whether your data has outliers or not?
So I think I will first try to plot my data using like histogram and like bar plot, and through this I can also see like where we have outliers in our data, or I can use I think quartiles percentile range and see like we have outliers in our data.
So you mentioned quartiles. Can you get a little deeper into
So talking about quartiles, I think for a data we have four, like 25%, 50, 75. We break our data in four quarters, and according to we calculate quarters value, like what is the range for that quarter. First we have to arrange in ascending order, then we have to calculate the quartile range, and we can check what is the value for that quarter. We can check like for all the four and compare like if any one of them has a very, like we can say, deviated value.
So is there a term that you may use in order to decide whether a particular value is outlier? So is there any threshold beyond which if a value goes, then it's an outlier? How do you decide that threshold?
For threshold, I can't remember that.
You've come to Amazon interview, and this is a very basic statistical question that you should be able to answer this. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Ganesh, do you have any question?
Yeah. So have you heard of Z-score?
What?
Z-score.
Z-score, yes, sir.
So is Z-score useful at any point of time while dealing with outliers?
Yeah, I think that like we can normalize our data using Z-score, I think.
Okay.
So like we can say if we have data, we can see that if it is like we have outliers, we can like use normalization or Z-score in our data set to normalize it, because if we are training our model, if the outliers are not needed, then we need to use Z-score on the data set.
Good. Yeah. Tanishq, let us also try to understand how good are you at hands-on. So I want you to write some Python code.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Write a Python function that computes top n frequent items purchased together in the last 30 days.
Okay.
So think that you are working in Amazon data analyst group.
Okay.
And that you have this challenge with you. So how would you code simple logic for it?
So let's start by making a function. Okay. So let's name it and most purchase.
Okay.
And here we are having customer transactions and customer ID. And how many values are we looking for? Frequency value. Let me take 5. So let's take it 2. And for days, we are going with 30. So here, first we need to calculate the cutoff date, which is basically the date, the interval we are looking up to for that. Like after that date, we are looking for the transactions. Cutoff date is, so first we need to import time date time, import date time. And time data. So date time, taking the current time, and the time delta.
So what is time delta here?
So time delta is basically the day, exact date we are getting for the days. Like we are inputting the day as 30. So it will give us the date on the 30th days from now. So in that we have days equals to 30. So now we are going to get the by default we have set value as 30 na.
Yeah.
So like we cannot, like we don't need to add 30 here.
Okay.
You only can use days because here is 30, and if we want to change this, we can like change in the input. Now we are going to find the transaction that are made after that day.
Okay.
So for that we are making the function is like recent transaction.
Is this a function recent transaction?
No, so it's a variable. So we are going to find the items that are bought after that day. So here, like we have checked that the timestamp of the order is like greater than the cutoff date, and we are like also doing it like customer ID should match the input customer ID.
Okay.
So we can say transaction customer ID equals to customer ID. If this happens,
so you are still inside the list component. So do you need that colon?
Okay, yeah, you're right. So like if like we didn't need that column, then how would I like output that thing, like out the if loop?
So do you remember the syntax for list comprehension?
Yeah, so like for list comprehension is basically like we are running a loop, and for that loop we are returning a value.
So in the list comprehension, you have condition also.
Yeah.
If your list comprehension satisfies this condition, then that value will get stored in recent transaction.
Recent transaction.
Got it?
Okay. So I think we don't need if loop here. Am I right?
So inside the list comprehension, you are adding a condition, right? If that condition is satisfied, only then that value will get stored in this set. So if is correct, don't get confused. Okay.
So I think the list comprehension is complete now.
Yes.
So let's move. Now we have to count the pairs. So for transaction, so our main objective for this question is to count the most frequent items in pairs. Like if we talk about an order, so that order has laptop, mouse and keyboard for the recent purchase, and other is like mouse and keyboard. So we want to we would make pair, like first mouse and keyboard, then mouse and laptop, and for other also, then we will found the most frequent ordered pair. The main objective of this question is that. So now we'll use a counter for that, for counting part. So we'll use pair count is equals to a counter. And then we are going to get now in the list comprehension, we have list inside the comprehension, the item we have bought. So now what we are going to do is, let me write, we are going to get separate list from the list comprehension.
Okay.
So for items.
So why are you not using list comprehension instead? You are way the traditional for.
No, so like list comprehension part is like we have to get the items bought for every customer from our input.
Okay.
So now we have in list comprehension, we have multiple list of the items bought.
Okay.
So now we are going to do what is like, we are going to run two loops, iterate two loops, like from 0 and other is from 1 plus 1. So like we will make a pair for both of them and like run the loop for all of the iterations. So now we are going to start the loop iterations for items in recent iterations, recent transactions. Pair, and now we are going to make the pairs for each for items. So the pair is, we will use we can say pair count. I think.
Okay, so my question here is, you may think about that question why I take this. So my question is, you are using two forms, right? So that it clears my complexity. So is there any efficient method?
Yeah, so like as I can think, we can use heap math for that. Like we know like heaps are better, like good for we need like max min heap or max heap. Like in that case, what we can use, we can make our min heap, input it all the transactions, like all the items bought, and the min heap, the items we can like the most purchased item is on the like we can say bottom, and like from that we can get the we can pair up the items bought and like we can get the output for the frequent items.
So my follow-up question is, what will be the time complexity in this case where you are using two for loops, and what will be the complexity in the heap?
So talking about this, if we will see, so there are two loops which are running on items. So these are n square, and one here is which is item, which is of the size of transactions. So if we take a look inside transaction is like we can say for each of the input we have transactions. Okay. So I think this may be n square if we're talking about the worst case, n cube. If we talk about the worst case scenario, it will be O of n cube.
And in heap?
In heap is like we can say for input and input and removal from heap, it take log of n time, which is n unique elements in the heap. So in heap, we can say for inputting, we take log of n, and for like we also need to create a loop in heap because we have multiple inputs now. So I think it is n of log n.
Are you very sure about this? Yeah. Okay, go on.
So in pair sorted, we're going to get the items. And we have this, then we are going to, we can say, count the pairs. We'll return it. Pair count most common of n items. These are recent transactions.
So Tanish, you are using pay variable inside the third for correct?
Okay. So basically
you are sorting items and they are loading them back in pair. And where are you utilizing that pay?
So like I think first we need to count them.
Okay.
So I think like we can say if we have three items like laptop, mouse, and keyboard.
Okay.
So if we take a pair of laptop and mouse, and in other transaction we have like mouse and laptop. So first we need to solve that.
I got it. So you declare a variable called paid,
Hmm.
and then you sorted the items, and then you stored items inside paid,
Hmm.
and your return.
So I think we need a pair count, na?
Yes.
First, we need, I think, a pair count, that is counting the pairs. But like, that one is not okay. So like, I am confusing at that part.
Okay.
Pair count of pair. If the pair exists, we'll count it.
Okay.
Is this okay?
No, you have to tell if it is.
So now what we are doing, so here we have created a pair, and in this part we are doing like in the counter,
Okay.
if the pair exists, we will like add one
So why are you returning yum then?
in this part.
Yes.
So this part is like in the counter we have a inbuilt feature which is like most common. So most common will give the most frequent n terms. So here n means like initially we have n tuna. That means we are getting out the top frequent 2 pairs from pair count.
Got it. Thank you.
Tanishq, how good, I mean, have you went through the concepts of LLMs?
Yeah.
So do you know about self-attention mechanism?
What is self-attention mechanism? Imagine you are reading a sentence. The cat sat on the mat because it was tired. Now, when you read the word it, your brain automatically connects it to the cat. That's when the self-attention, that's what self-attention does. It helps model to focus on important words in a sentence and understand how they are related to each other. In simple terms, self-attention helps the AI pay attention to the right words while processing the texts, just like humans do when we are reading. For example, if the sentence is, the dog chased the ball, the word dog is most related to chased. The word ball is related to chased too. The model learns these relationships using self-attention.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and give us a rough pseudocode of self-attention mechanism?
Okay. So we are like implementing self-attention using like NumPy from scratch, or like what?
Just
The mathematical calculations. Okay. So if we are talking about self-attention, we basically need 3 matrices like query, key, and value. The query is for, we can say, the query is like what we are looking for, and the key is like what are the attributes of other tokens, and the key is like what we are moving with for each token. So for that, we can say we initially have we can say input X, which is like tokens, or token are basically in embedded form. So list of tokens in embedded form of size, any size like T and any size. And for that, we will say that we have an X input, and then wait for Q, K, and V. All the 3 matrices we have their weights. So first we'll calculate the input into weight, which is like we can notate it like capital Q. For Q, K, and V, we'll calculate that. And after that, we can use like we can do we'll talk about like there is a element like D, which is basically the size of Q. So Q is like our matrix. The Q matrix is, the size is denoted as D here. So in that case, so let me write some of the points. We have initially we have W of Q, W of K, and W of V.
W is weight, right?
Wait for all of 3. And then we also have input X of size, we can say D.
What is X in this case?
X is like a list of tokens, and tokens are in embedded forms. So it's basically embeddings of all our tokens.
So since you are mentioning embedding, is it positional embedding, normal embedding?
Not now. So positional part is like after we will calculated that matrices now. After that self-attention part, we will include the position for like the relevance of the position of the token.
And why do we need positional embedding?
So basically in self-attention is what every token get to know about other token in the sentence. But in that we don't know about the exact location of the token. we are not know like where it is coming in between the sentence, not know about the position. For that, we are including the position embedding.
Can you give me some example why positional embedding is important?
Yeah. So if we talk about let's take a simple example where we consider self attention in this one. We'll say like there is a bank. So in that case, the machine is not aware about the bank, what we are referring to, like it's a money bank or like a river bank. So after doing self attention, we got to know about the bank, the meaning of bank. And in that case, positional encoding comes in the case like where the bank coming. So it's the end of the sentence, coming at the end of the sentence. So like we can say the logic behind positional encoding is to aware the model about the position. Like I am not correctly sure why we need positional encoding, but the complete idea I know is like it's for position of the embedding or token.
So Tanish, if you don't know something, you can straight away tell me that you don't know instead of going around and around. Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay. Cool. So I have another question. So you're talking about self-attention, right? Why do we need self-attention?
So
There were earlier systems, they were able to do things like self-attention, or they were not able to do. Why do
no,
we need
like
self-attention?
the self attention is basically in earlier models which are sequence to sequence and like RNN LSTM, we have a problem with like long term memory. So to come to resolve this problem, Google come up with a paper which is attention is all you need. In that research paper, they have shown what is attention. So attention, we in due to with the help of attention, we can retain a long term memory. So we are aware with the past things, like in a long conversation, we are able to retain the memory what we are talking about.
Nice. Good.
So let me continue with the pseudocode.
Yeah.
Like we initially have input and the weights, and then we are calculating capital Q, which is basically input X, dot product of W, which is their weight.
Will I am be doing dot product?
Dot product basically like dot product is we can say dot product is used to see the vectors are in the same direction. If we do cross product is basically we are saying that they are perpendicular or not. For is a dot product, we are saying the direction, because for a embedding in 3 dimension, if they are in the same direction, we will get to know they are related. So for that we are using dot product here.
Are you sure about this?
And like we can say we have a numpy array which is X, which is if we take a 2D array, and weight is also a matrix, then I think we need to do a dot product.
Are you sure about your answer?
I think yes.
Okay, go on.
So after that we'll have same step, we have query, and then same we have value. So at the same like we multiply X with their weight, and then we get all three of them, and after then we are calculating dimension. Here the dimension needed is for Q, so we can use like Q dot shape for getting the dimension, because we only need the number of rows, so we are getting a number of columns, so we are inputting the one as input. After that we can calculate the scaled score. We mention it as scaling. So scaled score is just Q multiply by D multiply by D and the transpose of D, and it's divided by square root of. So now here it is divided by the square root of D. Yeah. So it gets us the scaled score. So after scaling, we will find the max score. Max score is basically, we can say it is max of our scaled score, and we are talking about the axis column.
See, most of the places what I'm feeling, Tanishk, is you have mucked up this entire code. You're not understanding. Is it so? Have you?
So like not completely, like I have the idea what are going behind the scene, like what matrices we have, the dimension of the matrices, how they need to input, like in the axis form, in row form or column form. Like I have the idea completely about that.
Okay. So just leaving this part, okay? I'm happy with whatever you have done. Let's leave this part. And I wanted to understand if you know about multi-head attention.
For now, like I can't remember that complete concept, so I don't want to go with that around.
That's okay. So when we talk about LLMs, I was not expecting you to answer about self-attention mechanism, but still you have, answered it decently. So I would like to understand from where have you studied about LLMs?
So basically, I used to follow the lot of research paper from Google, white papers from them, and like some from Intel also. And in my college, I have the specialization. I have my specialization as AI and ML.
Okay.
So there I have got into that.
So apart from attention is all you need, have you gone through any other research papers?
Not specifically for attention part, but for other like I have read a lot of white papers from Google, but it's in the field of agent part. Okay. Like for we can say research paper, you need a lot of time and a copy and a lot of calculation.
Okay, so do you really think that LLMs can think?
I don't say that, because like they are, we can say, non-deterministic model. Like they just run on probability on which we have trained them on. So I think they can come up with their own solution. They only come with what we have trained on.
Okay. So your take is that LLMs don't really think.
So yeah, like in the scene of like new thinking, like something new that was not existingly there. In that scene, I can say they can think, but if we talk about reasoning and other part, they can do that.
So in that sense, whatever this ChatGPT, Google Gemini have added feature as think,
Yeah.
is it just for a public attention?
No, like that part is like reasoning part they can do.
Okay.
So they break the like input into some parts and think about that. That part is true, but in the sense of something new, creating something new that was not existing as existingly there. So in that scene, I can think like they don't create anything new apart from their training data.
Okay, Tanishk, we are done with the questions. So before we provide you feedback, if you have any questions, you can.
So I just want to like know about how was my interview went.
Yeah, we can say most of the areas you are good, well versed. Few areas you are fumbling, as Ankita mentioned in between the interview. If you do not know, just be honest instead of creating a story around it. So apart from that, hands-on also you are good.
Okay.
But you have to be confident on what variable you are using, what loop you are using, where are you actually using it, which part of logic you are using. You have to be confident.
Yeah.
You are very good, but you just need that confidence within you. That's it.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
So like I want to know, are there any learning opportunities?
Yes. So Tanishk, if you join us, then when we talk about learning, sky's the limit, because we see around that with the AI landscape, everything is changing very fast. So I'm glad that you actually asked that question, because learning is the way forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of learning opportunities. Be rest assured about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time.